Gold FM is #1 here in Sigatoka.
Gold FM is our favorite radio station here in Lautoka.
Gold FM is #1 in Nel.
I love listening to Gold FM in Ba.
We love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits here in Suva.
Hear about bottled cola, you immediately think of gold. I'm Josephine Sabi and I love hearing Gold FM.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
In this bulletin, 32-hour water disruption for Greater Suva and Nausori areas this weekend. Fiji police ready to answer to call of duty from Melanesian brothers, and tough laws to be enacted for protection of Fiji's forests and its species. Good evening, I'm Jackie Spate and this is FBC News. An employee of the Water Authority of Fiji died, apparently by electrocution, at a pumping station in Sigatoka. WAF Chief Executive Opetai Ravai confirmed to FBC News the incident occurred last week during a national power blackout when repair work was being carried out at the site.
The Water Authority of Fiji family is deeply saddened by the loss of one of its workers who died at work in his attempt with other staff to get water supply to our customers. He's one of the many dedicated staff at WAF who work odd hours and work on weekends, and unfortunately we lost a life, the father of a very young family, and apart from that, investigations are ongoing as to the cause of the death.
He says they suspect the employee was electrocuted, perhaps by a power fluctuation. Ravai also confirmed 2 other employees who were involved in the same incident were admitted at the Sigatoka hospital have now been discharged. A major water shutdown is planned for the Greater Suva and Nausori areas this weekend. The Water Authority of Fiji will be carrying an infrastructure update at the Waila treatment plant, hence the shutdown from 12 p.m. Saturday to 8 p.m. Sunday. Chanel Sivan reports people have less than 48 hours to prepare.
Close to 230,000 people will again be affected by water disruptions this weekend. The shutdown of the Waila treatment plant is important to carry out the necessary repair work. The Waila treatment plant is the biggest in the country.
This plant needs to be shut down because what we have is the pipe works at the treatment plant needs to be reconfigured. We've built a new flocculator which will improve the treatment process of the plant and also increase the production capacity. So it needs to be shut down to enable us to do this connection. We've also, the requirement of this treatment process upgrade was due to the high turbidity levels of the Rewanu River.
Areas that will be affected include Raralevu and Nausori areas, the Lomani Koro area in Rewa, Waila area from Princess Road right to Navatuvula village, the Tovata area from Makoi right to Dhombati, Tavirua areas, Kalambu and its nearby areas, Dokane Suva, Dholoi Suva, the Suva Nausori corridor, Flagstaff and the nearby areas of Suva City. Residents are advised to store water beforehand to meet their immediate needs during the service disruption.
This additional infrastructure in place, it will help improve the treatment process, and in the long term will improve water supply to our people. This upgrade also is part of the general upgrade of infrastructure that we are concurrently doing.
The Water Authority of Fiji is liaising to get 2 more trucks. At present time, they have only 8 trucks to cater for the 230,000 people. Now, what this means is that only 10 trucks will carry the burden to supply water to the 230,000 people this weekend.
It's 12 months of work culminating in this week's shutdown. The works it's funded by government. It's around $3.4 million. And our contractor is Fletcher's, so they're working with us in this commissioning.
Ravai says the work being done is for the betterment for Fijians. Such repairs and station shutdowns are expected to continue for a few years. Chanel Shivan, FBC News.
A 53-year-old Hindu priest appeared in the Suva Magistrates Court charged with 86 counts of annoying a person. The man from McCoy is alleged to have sent numerous abusive text messages to Fiji Broadcasting Corporation's radio text platform. Pandit Dhirendra Deo Sharma was instructed not to interfere with prosecution witnesses, not to reoffend, and to surrender his travel documents. He has been ordered to report to the Nasinu police station on Mondays and Fridays between 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. His plea has been deferred and he is out on $2,000 bail. A single count of annoying a person carries a maximum penalty of 1 year imprisonment under the crimes decree. Following the MSG Police Commissioners Conference, the Fiji Police Force says it is ready to answer any call of duty, whether it be peacekeeping missions or helping any neighboring Melanesian state in the region. The conference held in Nadi 2 days ago has served as an excellent foundation to strengthen ties. Akusita Tale reports community policing is a clear manifestation of how regional countries have agreed to help each other.
A formed regional police unit as well as a Department of Peacekeeping Operations are some of the major initiatives toward police cooperation in the Melanesian Spearhead Group. The Fiji Police Force says community policing is also an area that can enhance stronger ties within the region to maintain peace and security.
That's basically when it boils down to police cooperation and assistance to one another, how we can cooperate and ensure that we are of assistance to our partners or our counterparts in the region.
The force says it has worked hard to strengthen the approach of community policing, beginning in partnership with the Royal Solomon Islands Police Force last year. After its success, they anticipate working toward a request for partnership from Papua New Guinea.
When we come to our local and MSG region perspective, we have sent police officers to Solomon Islands to give them the our approach of community policing, how we do it, and also we are working on a request by the Papua New Guinea to assist them in community policing efforts in the Papua region.
Narayan says this area may very well provide assistance to the region and at the same time share information and build more on their capacity.
We want to blend it with other police forces, so we have a unique way of taking our community policing initiative further.
The engagement is also a key focus in building our nation to become a resilient and prosperous based on mutual understanding, respect and maintaining our Melanesian solidarity. Akusita Tale, FBC News.
Coming up after the break, video pirates in the north pledge to ban copying local music.
Mirchi FM is #1 in Singapore.
और किसके सुनिए यार, हमारा एक सच्चा साथी है मिर्ची एफएम लंबा सा।
I love Mirchi FM, it's so hot.
देखे में लाल लाल, खाए में हाय हाय. Tangi tangi taupo में Mirchi FM is hot.
Here at Rugby Town, Singatoka, love listening to Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Mirchi FM is #1 in Suva. It's hot.
हम वहीं के लिए लंबा सा में रहता है। धोखे का बताइए हम मिर्ची एफएम सुनता है।
Mirchi FM, bon julum julum.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Today FM is #1 here in Singatoka.
We love Today FM in Labasa. It's hot.
My favorite station in Nandi is Today FM. Listening to Today FM rocks in Suva. Lotto City love today's kid music.
I love Today FM because they play all my songs.
We love Today FM at Buniva Labasa. Yeah, it rocks.
I love Today FM because it rocks.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
Welcome back. This is FBC News. Tough measures are expected to be enacted soon to protect certain species of indigenous trees that are fast disappearing from our forests. The revelation comes a day before the country joins the rest of the world in marking the International Day of Forests.
58% of Fiji is forested, and there are concerns that some of our sources of hardwood timber are fast being depleted and have dropped to worrying levels.
We have to restore our forest. That's the main thing. If we restore our forest, what we get from our forest today, our future generation will also get. If we don't restore, then we expect problems in the future.
The indigenous trees under human pressure are the Kua, Yaka, Amunu, and the Manu, amongst others.
It's for you, resource owners, the Matangali, the Yabusa, the Panua, the Tikina, the Yansana. We have to work together to restore our forest. We don't own the land, they own the land. In short. So the consent is from them.
Communities identify areas that needs reforestation, and so we work with the community in terms of providing them with the seedlings and teaching them the necessary skills to be able to replant their forests.
Sustaining our forests for future generations is tomorrow's key message when the country celebrates the International Day of Forests every year on the 21st of March. The theme for this year is Celebrate Our Forests, Restore, Improve, Sustain, and Enhance.
Celebrate our forests is just a celebration, the contribution of forests to our lives.
I would encourage the community to think about the forest, the importance and the link between the forest and their basic needs, and the need to look after it.
Celebrations will take place here at Thurston Gardens. The Forestry Department has admitted being reactive to unsustainable forestry practices in the past. Having learned from them, the department now is calling on the nation to rally behind it by taking proactive steps towards protecting and sustaining our forests for the future. Mikalonga, FBC News.
Video pirates in Lambasa, Savu-Savu and Singatoka have opted not to copy Itauke and Hindi releases. This will be a huge step in protecting the interest of local artists and producers. Savara Tambor has more.
A number of DVD shop owners in these towns have agreed not to copy any local recordings. They've realized that this will not assist the interest of our local musicians. A recent workshop on piracy held in the north highlighted the drawbacks of illegal copying of artist work.
I said to the pirates in Savu-Savu and in Lambasa, look, you guys, you've all got children, you've all got young families. Do you want to do this to your kids? And they all looked very, very upset and said no. Well, I said, well, don't do it to everybody else's.
Savu-Savu's special administrator is urging other towns to refrain from being part of piracy.
Local artists who, after all, put up so much of effort to produce their originals and to see that we protect them. It will be a very good initiative that we see that we promote their art and their talents, so that they could also grow, and the original part be given to them, whatever their originality is to be maintained. So I think this should be practiced in all towns and cities.
Local artists and musicians lose money every year due to piracy when others steal their recordings and then sell them. Although there are laws in place to prohibit piracy, there is still a long way to go. Sabera Tambua, FBC News.
The World Wildlife Fund for Nature South Pacific will mark this year's Earth Hour Day with a difference. The theme for this year is Use Your Power, and the organization is using this message to raise funds for its community projects during the Earth Hour campaign. WWF South Pacific Policy Officer Alfred Relifo says they aim to raise $10,000 for its project in Mali Island, Vanua Levu.
The 3 villages on the island has no power, so school children as well as the households don't have electricity or even proper lights for studies at night. So we are hoping that out of this crowdfunding we will be able to purchase some solar panels for electricity for the 4 villages. But the solar panels will be just for the village halls. And so that will be able to supply electricity for the village halls at night time, and we're hoping that the children could actually use this for their nighttime studies.
Fijians can also make donations via WWF South Pacific's online page. 2014 Earth Hour will be marked next Saturday. Jamie joins us now with sports.
Good evening. Coming up after the break, national netball trials to be held this weekend and the latest from the Fiji Sevens camp. Stay with us for the details.
Ito singato kung talita na barong na radio Fijuan na station ng Almatua.
Ako na poro ko na talita. Mandaw talita kini na barong radio Fijuan.
Kitongo isu untuk talita na barong na radio Fijuan na station ng Almatua.
Kito talita ka na radio Fijuan. Na radio Fijuan and daw talita kita nga Singatoka.
Station in Machino Pinatia na radio Fijuan. Kukuha kayan yan.
Na Radio Fijuan nandumoy bitin na buong ni BNN.
Bato bahe, बामे रेडियो फीजी 2 के कौन सा के रोके ऑनलाइन क्लियर।
रेडियो फीजी 2 रकी के लोग ज्यादा सुनते हैं।
मेंढी में हम सबकी पसंद रेडियो फीजी 2।
तालेबू के लोग रेडियो फीजी 2 सबसे ज्यादा सुन रहे हैं।
मेरी पसंद रेडियो फीजी 2, नसोरी में सभी को पसंद रेडियो फीजी 2।
टावा में रेडियो फीजी 2 सभी कोई सुनते हैं।
रेडियो फीजी 2
रेडियो फीजी 2 आई लव यू।
देश की धड़कन रेडियो फीजी 2।
Welcome back to FBC Sports. The Vodafone Fiji 7 side is geared up for their opening pool game against France in Tokyo this weekend. Coach Ben Ryan has warned the players to be on their toes with the inclusion of Fijian winger Virimi Vakatawa in the French lineup.
Yes, I knew this player was playing at Racing Metro, a 20-year-old. So he's obviously had his 3 years residency to be eligible to play for France, playing 7th for France. Unfortunately means that he's no longer eligible to play for Fiji, which is obviously a shame for us. He's a very talented young rugby player and exactly the type of player that we need to retain and keep playing for Fiji and not push across to allow to play for teams like France.
Fiji's opening pool game is against France on Saturday afternoon at 1 o'clock, followed by their clash against USA at 4:18 p.m. with their last pool game at 8:52 against Samoa. With 84 women competing for 24 spots on the national netball team this Saturday, selectors for the Fiji Pearls are expecting nothing less than on-court battles during the national trials in Suva. Elena McDonald reports the extra motivation driving these women to make the final cut is the opportunity to play some big test matches.
Participating in national trials is one thing, but for every netballer involved, it's knowing what it will take to get the nod from selectors.
We have a combination of players who have been in the national squad, who have been in the national team, and they are going to fight it out, one amongst themselves, but also fight it out with a group of women who've been identified by their district associations as being ready to take on the challenge of a national squad and a national team.
A busy calendar has been mapped out. There's a test series in May which includes Papua New Guinea and Northern Ireland. In June, the Cook Islands will host the Pacific Netball Series, a 2015 World Cup qualifier event, and Netball Fiji officials are bracing themselves for that.
We're also hoping to have a development squad that can feed into that 24, because one of the things that does happen, and you know, it's natural, you may get injured, you may pull out for work reasons or school reasons, and so we always need to cater for that.
Meanwhile, participating in the Commonwealth Games is still a possibility, while trips to South Africa and visits by Malawi are on the table. First things first, though, this lot has a job to do, and that's to earn their call-up for the Fiji Pearls bid. Elena McDonald, FBC Sports.
A star-studded lineup has been confirmed for the first boxing program of the year. Staged by Nandiri Boxing Promotions, this event will see fighters like middleweight champion Abe Chand, Napoleon Taumo Peau, and youngster Sebastian Singh slug it out for supremacy. Tsale Ndau reports.
In his championship fight last year, veteran heavyweight boxer Napoleon Taumo Peau scored a first-round knockout win over Alipati Nangato. Now the US-born Tongan, who owns a state-of-the-art gym in Suva, has set his sights on Nandronga fighter Mosese Kavika.
You cannot write this guy off. He's a tough guy. He always seems to stay in shape. So I'm looking, this is going to be the biggest test that I've had so far in my professional career. I'm not writing off his age, and I'm preparing well for the fight, and I'll give the crowd a good, good heavyweight fight.
The Taumo Peau versus Kavika fight is one of 3 confirmed supporting bouts to the middleweight title clash between champion Abe Chand and Opeti Tangi. This will be the first local fight for upcoming boxer Sebastian Singh. He will take on Anwar Ali in the lightweight division and says nothing will stand in his way to becoming a world champion.
Like for a country like ours, like the mindset is still behind, Many people do not believe you can do that. If people can train in mud and become world champ, why can't we? So my plan is just to work hard and train hard, and this Anwar Ali is just another person in my path that I must beat and I should beat in order to become world champ.
The program will be held on May the 3rd at Prince Charles Park in Nandi. Chalendo Dakadak, FBC Sports.
That is your sports for tonight. Here's Jackie now with business.
Toyota Tsusho Limited, which trades as Aska Motors in Fiji, Samoa, American Samoa and Tonga, has recorded a solid performance during the 11 months ending in February this year. Their total operating revenue increased by 10% to $118 million compared to the same period the year before. A market announcement on the South Pacific Stock Exchange says the improved sales performance is mainly attributed to increased sales in the Fiji market from all business segments, especially new vehicle sales. The company recorded a net profit after tax of $6.8 million compared to $4.7 million for the same period the previous year. Time for Weather Jen, what's happening?
Well, we were all expecting showers today, Jackie, but that didn't eventuate. Quite sunny, in fact, which I hope will continue over into the weekend. We've got the hidden paradise on 29 degrees today. So temperatures have dropped a bit there. Compare that to 33 in Nandi and 32 in Ba, Lautoka and Lambasa. Looking at tomorrow's weather, it's likely to be a replica of today's conditions. Basically, it's going to be a very fine day, aside from some cloudiness in Suva and Savu-Savu. Southeast winds will be at 20 to 25 knots with rough seas and moderate southeast swells. A general definition of swells, by the way, they are open ocean waves. Nadola Yasawa, tonight's your turn to be featured on weather. First spotted by navigator William Bligh in 1789, the Yasawas are very mountainous with peaks ranging from 250 to 600 meters in height. A little information for you there. And if you'd like to show off the beauty of your island or village, feel free to send in your photos and tell us all about it.
Thanks so much for that, Genevieve. Our main stories again, 32-hour water disruption for Greater Suva and Nausori areas this weekend. Fiji police ready to answer to call of duty from Melanesian brothers, and tough laws to be enacted for protection of Fiji's forests and its species. On to our poll question for this week, we're asking, should Fiji rejoin the Commonwealth if given the chance? Visit our FBC website to take part. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply hashtag FBC News. That's news for tonight. Good evening.
Bulan 2 Saibotolu FM, enapan 2 Raki-Raki.
Bula FM namban 2 Inosor.
Go etabo ke boto kola sa Bula FM nga.
Bula FM namban 2 Korbu.
Bula FM namban 2 Esawa.
Bula FM namban 2 Lautoka. Bula.
Namban 2 Bula FM member.
Bula FM
namban 2 NSR in Singapore.
Kalau tali tak ada warung yang Bula FM Lautoka.
Ali akar warung Bula FM namban 2 NSR.
Bula FM namban 2 NSR.